There is a lie that you, as a survivor of narcissistic abuse, have been told again and again. The lie is that narcissist always wins, that their manipulation cannot be broken, that their charm convinces everyone, and their control lasts forever. You live in fear of this myth. You believe they'll always be one step ahead. You will always be silenced and always doubted. But the truth is, there are specific moments when you, as an empath, become more powerful than the narcissist. As an empath, you're not weak. Your strength is not in fighting louder or playing dirtier, but in using clarity, evidence, and strategy in ways the narcissist cannot fight. A narcissist thrives in fog. They rely on secrecy, confusion, and your silence. But the day you step into truth, order, and structure is the day their power begins to collapse. These are the times when the person who was once underestimated becomes unstoppable. Hi, I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I will show you 6 powerful moments when the empath becomes more dangerous than the narcissist. Before we get started, a quick reminder. I have opened doors to my membership program called Thrive After Narcissistic Abuse. If you want in, click the link in the description or the I button above to join right now before it closes in a day. Number 1. When the empath exposes the narcissist publicly without any fear. The narcissist survives in silence. They depend on your fear that no one will believe you. They rely on your hesitation to speak. That is why the moment you stand up and tell the truth without fear, you break the core of their control. Exposing them publicly is not about shouting or emotional outbursts. It's about speaking calmly and clearly. It's saying, "This happened. Here is the truth." When you take that step, you cut through years of secrecy. Their charm and their lies cannot stand a chance against a steady voice that refuses to be silenced. People often ask, "But won't they smear me harder?" Of course, they will try because that is the only card they have left. But when you have already overcome the fear of exposure, their smear becomes powerless. You are no longer running from shame. You are owning your story, and when you own your story, they no longer own you. Number 2, when the empath has an organized pile of evidence. The narcissist's game is built on chaos. They twist timelines, they deny what happened, and they manipulate details until even you begin to doubt your own memory. But all of this collapses the moment you bring order into that chaos. When you keep screenshots, call logs, financial transfers, therapist disclosures, and third-party confirmations all lined up and ready, you stop being just a victim. You become someone with undeniable proof. A neatly documented, organized folder of evidence is more powerful than any speech because facts do not tremble, facts do not forget, and facts do not get emotional. That's why I say narcissists have a lot to say, but you have a lot to show. Imagine the narcissist trying to deny a situation while you have time-stamped messages that prove every word. Imagine them claiming financial support they never gave while you present bank records that tell the opposite story. A timeline cannot be argued, can it? Documents cannot be gaslit. The truth, preserved and organized, becomes the weapon they never saw coming. Number 3, when the empath practices social inoculation. Narcissists love smear campaigns. They race to tell their story first so they can poison people against you before you have a chance to respond. But what happens when you run an anti-smear campaign, when you quietly prepare the ground before they do? That is social inoculation. Instead of sharing everything at once, you seed small, verifiable truths with key people. You drop one fact here, one receipt there, one undeniable piece of information at a time. You do it calmly, without emotion, and always in ways that can be checked. So, when the narcissist finally launches their grand story, the people they were counting on are already immune. They have already heard your quiet truths. They have seen the receipts. They cannot be manipulated because they already know where the reality lies. The smear campaign collapses before it begins. This strategy works because it flips their strongest weapon against them. They depend on being the first to tell the story. But when you get there first with quiet, undeniable facts, you take away the only power they thought they had. Number four, when the empath enforces supply starvation with extremely strong boundaries, narcissists feed on emotional reactions. They need your tears, explanations, late night arguments, and your desperate attempts to be understood, which is why irrelevance is the key. They cannot be fed with your supply. When you remove that food, you begin to starve them. But starvation is not just ignoring them, it is structure. It is making sure everything is in writing. It is setting clear times and channels for communication if you need to communicate. It is refusing side conversations and refusing late night drama. And most importantly, it is following through with consequences when they break the rules. This is devastating to a narcissist's ego. They thrive in unpredictability. They want to push you off balance. But when you turn every interaction into predictable structure, they cannot play. You have closed the emotional buffet. You have turned chaos into order, and order is the one place they cannot survive. This is when you become more powerful. Of course, not by fighting. You become powerful by refusing to feed the very system that once fed on you. Number five, when the empath weaves witnesses together. One of the narcissist's favorite tactics is isolation. You already know about that. They make sure no single person ever sees the full picture. Your therapist knows one part, your workplace knows another, your neighbor saw something else. Alone, these fragments seem weak. But when you bring them together, they form a story the narcissist cannot deny. This is witness weaving. You connect the pieces, affidavits, therapist notes, HR emails, school records, and neighbor statements, all synchronized into one timeline. What was once shattered becomes a symphony of truth. Now it's no longer just your voice, it's a chorus of voices. Many, if not all, judges hear it, investigators take it seriously, friends and family hear it, and the narcissist who once dismissed you as exaggerating suddenly faces a wall of confirmation they cannot discredit. Witness weaving transforms isolation into strength. It takes their weapon of scattering and turns it into your shield of unity. And it is one of the most terrifying things you can do as an empath to destroy that narcissist. Number six, when the empath locks down the financial choke point. Money is one of the narcissist's favorite tools. They use it to manipulate, to keep you dependent, to confuse you, and to maintain control, right? They rely on vague transactions, fake transactions, loans without records, trust me agreements, and untraceable cash. But when you reroute every financial interaction into light, you choke off one of their greatest sources of power. You keep separate accounts. You use escrow for transfers. You pay child costs through invoices. You refuse undocumented cash. You keep records of every dollar. The narcissist hates this because they cannot survive without financial fog. Courts do not care about charm. Banks do not care about manipulation. Ledgers and receipts speak louder than tears and excuses. And when you control the financial pathways, you take away their ability to keep you trapped. This is how an empath transforms from dependent to independent. By tightening the financial choke point, you not only protect yourself, you starve the narcissist in ways they can never ever recover from. To bring it all together, these are 6 moments when you as an empath become more powerful than that narc. And it's not through rage, not like them. You don't become cruel. You become powerful through structure and strategy. You expose them without fear. You organize your evidence. You see truths before they can spread lies. You cut off their supply with boundaries. You weave witnesses into a unified story, and you lock down money so it can never be used against you. And when you do all of these things properly, the narcissist who once felt untouchable is suddenly powerless. They lose control of the story, lose control of the game, and most importantly, they lose control of you. So let me know in the comments below which one of these have you already employed and what have been the results like. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.